It's hard enough to hurdle, and you're going to fall, and then all of a sudden you're going to fall on a track that's not cinder, it's not all weather, it's rock. I mean, that's in essence what we're looking at right here. It is a rock track. The subsurfaces come through. You know, you have kids getting hurt. At least one day a week, we'll call coaches around here and we'll say, hey, we need you. You know, can you loan us your facility? So what happens is they'll tell us, you got the track, you can be on our track for 45 minutes. Not enough time to really get a workout in, not enough time to do anything other than get on their track, work a few handoffs and get off. Or the flip side of that is you have to come very late after they're done with their practice. A lot of times they don't have all of their equipment out. Their hurdles and pits are stored, so we don't get an opportunity to use those things. We're at their mercy. I think an all-weather track, if we're going to do it, we need to go for the gusto and we need to try to have the best facility. You know, it's going to benefit all levels. You know, you're going to have a facility, one that you can showcase and bring people in to look at. But even then, you're going to have a place for athletes to work out. You could potentially have a place for community to walk around and do some training. You know, if people want to come walk the track at night, what a great opportunity here. I just think that's something that we've got to really, really look at and understand the potential that it has for us, because right now it's not a very good situation.
"50 years ago in 1963, the Noll family built the track with their own hands. They were among other families who came together as a community to build and construct it. Thousands of students, athletes, and neighbors have used this track on the west side of San Antonio for the last 50 years.
For God, who said, 'Let light shine out of darkness,' has shone in our hearts to bring to light the knowledge of the glory of God on the face of Jesus Christ."
I never knew we were poor until I came to Holy Cross, because the tuition when I was here was $7 a month. That was $63 a year, and we couldn't afford it. And that's where the idea of helping with the track came.
Yeah.
Is that Dad was in the company he'd worked for, had gone out of business, and so he had no way to help out, and so he came up here to see Brother Harold, see if there's something he could do.
Mr. Lawrence and Mrs. Mona Noll vowed to give a Catholic education to their 4 sons, Larry, Bobby, Rick, and Mike. Mr. and Mrs. Noll provided their children with the opportunity to attend a school that resembled the same values they were taught at home. They chose Holy Cross. As alumni of Holy Cross, the 4 Noll brothers have become productive citizens of society through their professional and personal lives. They truly live out the Holy Cross mission by taking their light to others and have never forgotten where they came from.
He says, well, we wanted to put in a track, and he said, I know how to lay concrete, put up forms, and I know how to use a transit, and so if you'll let my boys come here, and you provide the materials, pay for the concrete, I'll see that the curbing gets put on the track. All of us, we were there at 5:30 in the morning in order to do that, and that was the deal. Every Saturday, weather permitting, we were there at 5:30 in the morning. We did that for about 3 years, my brothers and I and my dad, and that's how we paid our tuition. So if you go out there now today and see that curbing around that track, that was a Saturday project every Saturday.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing was we really never knew how many people were going to show up to help that day, because it was all strictly volunteer. And I know that the picture shows probably 20+ people, but as we went on, as time went on and as the Saturdays rolled by, it got harder and harder to get that many people there.
Well, mercifully, both for the work crew and for me, I think I was considered probably too young at this time to actually be involved each time. I came a few times, so I was not actively involved in building the track. I did come occasionally. It's possible I'm in this picture, but I can't guarantee it.
I think Mike is in the picture. You don't see
I was very young when all this was going on, probably 5 or 6 years old, and so I didn't help per se, because at that age I probably would have just gotten in the way. But I was up there a couple times. I do remember a little bit about playing with the hammer clamps. I think I would find some parts and pieces that weren't being used on the project, and I would occupy myself with smashing and banging hammer clamps. And I also remember riding with my dad in the front seat of his 49 GMC back and forth on the job sites. And I remember at the end of the day, I would like to nudge up next to him and ride next to him in that 49 GMC. I always wanted that center seat where I could get next to him and just kind of nudge up next to him. And even though he'd been working all day and he smelled like he'd been working all day and he was moist like he'd been working all day, I still have fond memories of that. And I just want to say one thing about the track. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you know, Dad passed away 29 years, 1984, the anniversary here. And when my mom and I were going through his personal effects, in his wallet, we found a picture of him holding hands. I believe it was Brother Harold himself and the other key players in this, and they were sort of all holding hands, and it was the congratulatory picture of finishing the track. And that picture was in his wallet the day he died. Wow. That's how special Holy Cross was to him, and how special the opportunity to give something to this community was to him.
Holy Cross gave us the opportunity to do that, and so that's part of the giving back. That's how we paid tuition, but it provided us the opportunity to get a great education, and so I still feel like I owe a debt to Holy Cross I'm still trying to pay back what they've done for me. That's why I continue to help them and work with them.
The Holy Cross track is a metaphor for Holy Cross High School. Yes, there's a beginning, but as a track and as a place to exercise, to learn, there's no end. So the Holy Cross track is a metaphor for this school. Holy Cross is still alive and well. It just needs to keep going, and with that community spirit, community support, and with all of us pulling together just like they did when it was built, we can have the track that Holy Cross deserves.
Mind, heart, body, and soul are the core components of a Holy Cross education based on the philosophy of Blessed Basil Moreau. The benefits of health and wellness are enhanced self-esteem, self-control, determination, and a sense of direction. The Noll family members have lived out their lives steeped in the traditions of Holy Cross. They have taken their light to other areas in their community, to society, and to the world. Thank you for shining brightly for Holy Cross of San Antonio. It is time to pass the light on to the next generation of Holy Cross Knights.
The light in the west side, Holy Cross of San Antonio, shining for the rest of the world.